Hello and welcome to another video. Today I am bringing you my June haul, and it's a little bit larger than I would have liked. That's what she said. But from July I am not putting myself on a book buying ban. However, I am going to severely be reducing the amount of books I actually buy myself, not including pre-orders and book boxes, because I now have 2 holidays booked for next year, all going to plan COVID-wise and everything. So I'm going to need as much spending money as I can get for those because I want to buy all the things. But I am, as always, going to go through the book box books first. None of the June boxes have arrived yet. They are all delayed thanks to, you know, the issue with the Ever Given that happened back in March. And honestly, I feel so sorry for the book box companies because I completely understand their frustrations. I work in a job to do with shipping and logistics, so I can see firsthand the delays that are being caused even in the end of June. It's ridiculous. Anyway, book box books. So first up we have the May Illuma crate, which is the Jasmine Throne by Tasha Suri. The edges on this are absolutely gorgeous and I'm really excited to read this. Then we have the May Fairy Loot, which is this absolutely gorgeous edition of Witches Steeped in Gold by Shannon Smart. It's absolutely, I'm obsessed and I'm really excited to read this one. This is quite high up on my list. I'm going to try and fit this into my August TBR, just because where it's fantasy and not sci-fi, I have prioritised sci-fi in July. But August. And then we have the June Tales by Mail, which obviously is the middle grade box, and you get 2 books. So first up we have Children of the Quicksands by Ifua Traore. This cover is stunning and the book sounds so interesting, and it's one of the Chicken House ones where it gives you a try it, read page 54, and I actually did that and I'm really excited to read this. This sounds really good. And then also from Tales by Mal, we had the Night Silver Promise by Annalise Avery. From the people I know who have read this, I have heard good things. I've not heard any bad things, but I'm really excited and the cover's really cute. I like that. And then I also got 2 of my book box pre-orders for sequels or just other books that aren't included in the monthly box. So I got my Illuma Crate edition of Monstrous Design by Kat Dunn. This is the sequel to Dangerous Remedy, which I read very recently and really enjoyed, so I'm very much looking forward to reading the sequel, and it's got red edges and it's going to match Dangerous Remedy. And then I also got the Fairy Loot Realmbreaker by Victoria Aveyard. This one has the grey edges and it also has this underneath the dust jacket, and I did also get the Waterstones one, which you would have seen in last month's haul. However, I think I prefer this one, so I'm going to read it first because I might decide to keep both copies. But if I do decide to only keep one copy, then I will be keeping the Fairy Loot one, just because I just like the extra touches with the embossed naked cover. So yeah, I'm really excited to read this. Red Queen series is one that I absolutely adore, so I'm excited to see something else from Victoria. Okay, so now we will do audiobooks and ebooks. So this month there was only 1 ebook and 2 audiobooks. So the ebook was I Bring the Fire Part 1 Wolves by C. Gokul. I don't really know much about this other than it's to do with Loki. I'm on a real big Loki kick at the moment. I mean, I'm always on a Loki kick. Loki is my favourite. But I'm getting more into actual like non-MCU Loki as well as MCU Loki, which you will see later on in this video. So yeah, I thought I'd give it a go. It was really cheap on Kindle, so I was like, why not? And then the 2 audiobooks I got was Hollowpox by Jessica Townsend. I have now read Nevermore and Wondersmith, and I know that my mum really wanted to read Hollowpox, so I thought I would just get it now because I've been really enjoying the audiobooks for them, and so has she. So I just got Hollowpox now, and she's already read it. I haven't yet, but she has, and she really enjoyed it, and I'm really excited to read it. And then the other audiobook I got was the Graveyard book by Neil Gaiman. I love Neil Gaiman's work, and I saw this on the £3 sale, so I was like, yes. And he narrates it as well, which is even better. I am here for it. Next up, I'm going to move on to Gifted. So this month I did actually get sent 3 finished copies from the publishers. I did actually think I was going to be getting ARCs for these, but they actually sent me finished copies, so a huge thank you to those. So first up we have Vampires Never Get Old. This is edited by Zoraida Cordova and Natalie C. Parker, who are Zoraida Cordova is the author of Incendiary series, which I love, and Natalie C. Parker is the author of Seafire, which again I loved. This has short stories from a few different authors, but V. Schwab is the main one I wanted to read this for, because the V. Schwab short story that's in this is called First Kill, and it's actually the one that's due to be a major Netflix show soon, so I wanted to read it. So a huge thank you to Titan Books for sending me this. And in fact, all 3 of the ones I got sent were from Titan. So the next one I got sent was Wendy Darling by AC Wise. I was really hoping to get to this in June, however I did not, so I am going to try and squeeze this in July. It's not sci-fi, but I don't care. I really want to read it, and I'm very excited. It's like a dark Wendy and Peter retelling. So like Peter takes Jane, who's Wendy's daughter, to Neverland, and Wendy has to go and get her daughter back. And it's like very dark, so I'm very looking forward to this because I love a dark retelling. And then the third one is A Universe of Wishes, which is edited by Donielle Clayton. This has short stories by a few different authors. Zoraida Cordova is one, Natalie C. Parker, V. Schwab, and Donielle Clayton themselves, and I'm really excited. There is a few different ones, but again, the reason I mostly wanted this was, there was 2 reasons. Alucard and Prince Rye's relationship in Shades of Magic series is finally revealed, and then Anna Marie McLemore gives Cinderella a trans retelling. I'm really excited for this. There obviously are a few more books, that's just 2 of them, but I'm really excited to read this, so thank you Titan for sending me those. And then I was gifted a few books by friends, and so for my birthday I actually because obviously I didn't see Liv till the end of May, and I completely forgot to put this on my May TBR because it was still in the gift bag and I hadn't taken it out when I did my May haul, so I completely forgot to add this last month. But Liv gave me her Waterstones edition of How the King of Elfheim Learned to Hate Stories by Holly Black. So I now have the standard white cover edition, the Fairy Loot purple edition, and the Waterstones black edition. I do also have my eye on the Owl Crate Teal edition because that colour is stunning, but I don't think I'll be able to get it. But thank you so much, Liv. And then Helen over at Helen's Bookhaven gifted me her copy of Happily Ever After by Kira Cass. I have not read these short stories yet. These are short stories based on the first 3 books in the Selection series, and I'm really excited to finally get around to reading them. Liv lent me her copy of this like a year ago and I still haven't read it. So hopefully now I have my own copy, I will. And then Helen also gifted me a couple of books off of my wish list. So again, thank you so much, Helen. You absolutely did not have to. So she gifted me Take a Hint, Danny Brown and Act Your Age, Eve Brown by Talia Hibbert. I have just in June, at the end of June, read Get a Life, Chloe Brown, and I wasn't expecting to love it because I'm not a fan of adult contemporary romance. But I am fully obsessed with it and I cannot wait to read these 2. So thank you so much, Helen. You are so lovely and you absolutely did not have to do this. And then the lovely Lisa over at Lisa Does Life gifted me Into the Spotlight by Carrie Hope Fletcher, which was on my wish list. And then she also gifted me a Shadowhunters ring pendant, which was not on my wish list, but it is absolutely beautiful and I'm obsessed with it. But I'm really excited to read this. I love Carrie Hope Fletcher's other books. I have only read 2, I think, but I really enjoy them. And this is her middle grade, so I'm very excited to read this. And then we move on to the books that I have just got for myself. So I did do a trade. If you watch my vlogs, you will have seen what 4 books I did manage to get. I am loving collecting arcs of my favourite books. So as you probably know by now, if you know me, I am obsessed with Holly Bourne's books. So I managed to get an ARC copy of What's a Girl Gotta Do, which is the 3rd book in the Spinster Club series, and also a copy of How Do You Like Me Now, which is her, I think this was her first adult book, but the edges have that on them and I'm like very excited. I still haven't read this one. I do have a finished copy, but I've not really been in the mood for adult contemporary, so but hopefully now I've got an arc, I'll get to them. So we got those 2. And then 2 different copies of Frostblood by Ellie Blake. If you've been watching my videos since last year, you'll know that I read Frostblood and then I basically binged Fireblood and Nightblood. I love this series so much. People have been sitting on this series, like no one talks about it. And what I didn't actually realise that they did 2 arcs for the first book. So obviously in this world you have Frostbloods and Firebloods, so they did an arc cover for both Frostbloods and Firebloods and they're just absolutely stunning and I'm so excited to have them. Okay, so the rest of these books are ones that I have just bought. Some of them I have reasonings for, some of them I don't, I just wanted them. So I'm just going to get stuck in. So we have City of Rust by Gemma Fowler. This is a middle grade sci-fi. I got this for 2 reasons. One, I am reading as much sci-fi as I can in July for It's Sci-Fi July. I will link my TBR in the description box below. However, I have added a couple of books since filming that. And also this is the middle grade monthly book for July, so it's perfect and it sounds really good, so I'm really excited to dive into this. Next up we have Love on the Main Stage by S.A. Domingo. I read S.A. Domingo's Christmassy book called Love Secret Santa at Christmas and really enjoyed this, and this is a summery one because it takes part at a summery music festival. And not gonna lie, my reasoning for buying this was because I had a incident where there was a massive spider on my books in my book tray and my dad was at work, so it was down to me to get rid of it and I got rid of it. So because I was a brave girl, I treated myself to a book. So that was my reason for getting this. It had been on my wish list for a while, so I just bought it for myself. Next up we have Rumblestar by Abby Elphinstone. Now this is just a repurchase for me. I bought this book ages ago and absolutely adored it. However, they have redone the covers and I have the other books in the other covers, so I had to repurchase this and I have given my mum the other copy I had because she really likes the sound of it and I absolutely love this series. It's amazing. And talking of this series, my pre-order for The Crackle Dawn Dragon by Abby Elphinstone came. So this is the 3rd book in the Unmapped Chronicles series. The 2nd book is Jungle Drop and there is also a prequel novella called Everdark. So yay! Next up, this is the Dutch edition of The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. Now, I cannot read Dutch. Can't read it. However, this cover is gorgeous and I knew that I needed it in my life. And another thing, the end papers is this gorgeous artwork, and if I'm remembering correctly, this artwork was only available as a US pre-order incentive, and obviously because I don't live in the US I couldn't get that pre-order incentive, and people sell it on eBay for like £50 plus, so I was like, no, I'm not paying for an art print that I could have got free if I lived in the US. But Also under the cover it has this. I love it so much. So yeah, this is an aesthetics purposes only because I don't have enough copies of Addie LaRue. Next up, we have the hardback of A Heart So Fierce and Broken by Bridget Kemmerer. I now have all of them in hardback and paperback. This is one of my favourite series, and I've been keeping an eye on it on Amazon, and the price just keeps fluctuating between like £14 and £28, and I was like, no. And then Liv discovered that it was like £13 on Book Depository, so I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna buy it for myself off Book Depository. So I did, and I'm really excited that I've now got a complete set of hardbacks. Next up, we have one that I actually got in May when I went shopping with Liv and Charlie, and I again completely forgot to put it in my May haul. So this is Skyward. Now this is volume 3, but it was only £3, so I thought I'm just gonna get it and then I'll get volumes 1 and 2 because it sounds really good and I feel like I will like it, and I couldn't pass up that offer, so I got this. And then the final one, and this is quite possibly the one I am most excited for, because I have been trying to get hold of this for about 2 years and it is sold out everywhere. But thanks to the TV show coming out in June, they reprinted this, and it is Loki, Agent of Asgard, The Complete Collection. I'm not sure exactly how many issues are in this, but it is the complete collection of the Agent of Asgard comics, and I am really excited because this is the one that has caught my eye the most, and I'm very excited to read it. I'm hoping to get this on a TBR for possibly August. I'm going to see if I can fit it in for August, but I'm not sure. What I need to do, I need to figure out how many pages this is, because if it is less than 300, which I don't think it is, I can fit it in for my Olaf prompt. Because I already have a book in mind for my Pegasus prompt, but we'll see. But I'm really excited to finally own this, and yeah, I'm so grateful that they've reprinted this. Like when I saw Forbidden Planet had it up for pre-order, I was like, yes, pre-order. I'm so happy. But yeah, so that was my June haul. As you can see, it was pretty substantial. However, I did do an unhaul the other week, so hopefully I can find space for these on my shelves. We'll see. The Addie LaRue one's going to be the hardest one because this shelf's pretty packed, but it's fine. We'll see how that goes. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments if you have read any of these and if you think I should prioritise any of these. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you next time. Bye!